All giant pandas in zoos around the world are on loan from China. The panda at your local zoo may look like it's at home in its cozy sanctuary. But unless you live in China, the pandas that you're seeing are just visiting. That's because every one of the gentle giants in zoos around the world are on loan from China. Yes, they're technically the property of the government in China, according to Vox. The most typical human fits this description. According to a study developed for National Geographic in 2011, the world's most typical person is right-handed, makes less than $20,000 per year, has a mobile phone and doesn't have a bank account. The red-billed quail is the most common bird on Earth. There may not be any red-billed quails in your neighborhood, but that's not because there aren't any abundance of them. These birds, which live in sub-Saharan Africa, are considered agricultural pests because their massive flocks can obliterate the entire crops. Although their numbers fluctuate, there are around 1 to 10 billion quails, which leads scientists to believe that there are more of them than any other bird on Earth, according to R. Dobbin. Fact number 7. There's a website that tracks the world's population in real time. As of 2021, the overall human population is estimated to be more than 7.8 billion people. And if you want to watch that increase in real time, you can tune into World Population Clock, which shows the upticks and downticks as babies are born and people die. You can also see the current populations of different countries. Around 1 in every 200 men are direct descendants of Genghis Khan. During his lifetime between 1162 and 1227, Genghis Khan fathered countless children. And while we may never know exactly how many offspring the leader of the Mongol emperor had, scientists now believe that around 1 in every 200 men, aka 16 million people, are direct descendants of his. All the ants on Earth weigh about as much as all the humans. The total population of people who are alive on Earth hasn't even hit 8 billion. At the same time, there are 10 quadrillion individual ants crawling around at any given time. According to wildlife presenter Chris Packham, who appeared on the BBC in 2014 to discuss this, when combined, all of those ants would weigh about the same as all of us humans. The oceans contain almost 200,000 different viruses. The next time you feel like taking a dip in the big blue ocean, You might not want to think about the fact what the seemingly pristine water is home to almost 200,000 different kinds of viruses. While this may sound scary, Matthew Suvlian, a microbiologist at the Ohio State University, told CNN, having that roadmap helps us do a lot of the things we'd be interested in to do better understand the ocean. And I hate to say it, but maybe to have to engineer the ocean at some point to combat climate change. New Zealanders have more pets per household than any other country. People who live in New Zealand seem to love having at least one animal companion around. That's why 68% of households in the country have a pet, which is more than any other nation in the world. Americans also happen to love furry friends, which is why more than half US homes have either a dog or cat, or both. The world's quietest room is located at Microsoft's headquarters in Washington State. Silence is golden, as they say, and while it may not be worth quiet as much as jewels and gold to most people, it certainly was the primary goal for those who built the quietest room in the world. Located at Microsoft's headquarters in Redmond, Washington, the lab room measures a background noise of 20.35 dBA, which is 20 decibels below the threshold of human hearing and breaks previous records for spaces that were deemed the planet's quietest places, according to CNN. Canada has 9% of the world's forests. Our neighbors to the north boast 396.9 million hectares of forests, or 9% of all of the forest area in the entire world, according to Natural Resources Canada. More people speak Mandarin Chinese than any other language, with around 950 million native speakers and an additional 200 million people speaking Mandarin Chinese as a second language. It's the most widely spoken language in the world.